We'll be playing for the regular season championship last game of the season at home on senior night. The atmosphere is going to be crazy, so I'm looking forward to it.
Coach K has had high praise of you of late. He says that a lot of what you do doesn't show up in the stat line. Calls you a leader, a lot of nice things to say. How do you respond to that?
I'm grateful. That's one of the reasons I came to Duke. I knew the coaches were going to bring the best out of me. I just love being here. I love playing for my teammates and playing for our staff.
Tyler, what did you guys learn from the last game about this Carolina team?
Just to be tough for all 40 minutes. The game's not going to be perfect, but if we play tough and have each other's back for 40 minutes, we can come out with a win.
Tyler, you talked about the coaches bringing out the best in you. How long does it take to get used to one of those huddles where it's a very pointed conversation? Do you ever get used to that?
After the first one usually is a kind of a shock because, in high school, our coaches usually didn't talk to us like that. But after the first one, you just get used to it, and you try not to make yourself get in situations like that in the future. So.
Do you remember the first one you were in?
I actually don't remember the first one I was in, but I've been in a lot since I've been here.
But you remember the last one.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your personal emergence throughout the season and kind of what have maybe been some key points or key connections that you've made in your mind kind of as you really established your role?
Coming into the season, the coaching staff basically they just told me to be myself, and that's probably been the easiest thing for me to do is just to be myself, try not to, think I have to do certain things in order to be on the court. They want me to be out there, be a leader on both ends of the floor, communicate with them on the bench while I'm on the floor, and communicate with my teammates. And that's what I've been trying to do throughout the season.
A bunch of your teammates have talked about that leadership aspect and said that you are, the most vocal leader on this team. Is that a role that sort of was thrust upon you, or did you take a conscious effort and sort of saying that's the type of player I have to be?
That's just the player I've always been, and that was one of the reasons why the coaching staff recruited me to come here. And then in the meetings that we had before the season, they said if I'm going to be a vital part of this team, I definitely need to bring that on the floor day in and day out. And I just try to make a conscious effort to do that.
You've talked about that leadership on the floor, but what about off the court? Does it translate there too?
Definitely. All our guys are great guys off the court, and you really don't need that type of leadership off the floor just because everybody does what they're supposed to do. So, that's good.
Is it tough at all to assume that role as a younger player?
Not really, because at the end of the day, the point guard position, that's what, in the history of basketball, most of the leaders have been from that position. And I've known that growing up, playing a point guard, and I've done that my whole life, so I'm used to it. It doesn't really matter that I'm younger than other guys.